At this point, we're a ways into Q1 of 2023, and we've got a pretty decent idea of how the housing market is going to behave. Spoiler alert, I'm really hoping and I'm predicting that I think it's going to kind of return to normalcy. But as a real estate professional, it's really kind of a unique situation for me, because of course I want to sell the most properties and make the most money, but it doesn't make any sense to advise most of my clients to buy right now. Now, there's money to be made in every single market, and if you have a knowledgeable realtor and how to, find a good deal and more is worried more about the numbers than how cute the kitchen is, you can still do well. So today I'm going to arm you, the buyers and sellers, the consumers, with the information that you're going to need to make an informed decision on your own when it's going to be a good time to buy or sell this year. So today we're going to talk about not only this quarter, but predictions throughout the year. Make me a deal. If you get any value or information out of today's video, hit that like and subscribe button. My name is Greyson Roberts, owner and realtor with Boss Property. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest nationwide, give me a call, text, or email 24/7. I'd be more than happy to help you out. And today we're going to take a pretty general and broad look at the Q1 of 2023 housing market, as well as predictions into the future for the rest of the year. If you're looking for an extraordinarily in-depth, talking about new mortgage applications, home building permits, and all of that stuff that's really down to the nitty-gritty details, I'm going to save that for an investor-specific video, but if you're just simply a buyer and seller looking for your primary residence, this video is for you. Before we go any further, we have a quick sponsor for today's video. It's Webull, my favorite free online stock brokerage that I've been using for 4 years, never paid them a dime, and they're going to pay you in the form of a sign-up bonus with 6 free stocks. Yeah, that's right, 6 free stocks for their app. All you got to do is click the link in our description, create an account, fund an account with as little as 1 cent. They're going to give you all those 6 free stocks. You can sell those stocks for 20, 30 bucks profit and buy the dip, make more money, or cash them out into your bank account because inflation sucks. Anyway, back to the video. So the first thing we got to talk about that happens every single year like clockwork is the fact that the real estate market is cyclical, meaning that every single year it cycles from a hot season and a cold season, kind of literally. So in the spring and summer, spring is beginning of what we call the buying season, where the weather warms up, people want to go on showings, maybe weather warms up, people want to list their house, do some home repairs. So basically spring is the beginning of the buying season and the summer is the peak. And then as the weather cools off, so does the market. Moving into fall and winter, things get cold, people stay inside, but more importantly, the holidays keep a lot of people from wanting to go through the stress of buying and selling real estate. So they save it till after the first of the year, and then they're gonna say, hey, when the weather warms up, right? So the spring and summer are always the best times to buy and sell, and so is the winter. So in Q4 of 2022, we saw the normal cycle of people cutting back on their buying and selling because, well, holidays and it's cold outside. But also that's when interest rates started shooting up, which means a lot more people can afford less house. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit, but it's important to have the basic foundation to know that there is many reasons why Q4 of 2022 is going to look a lot different than Q1 of 2023, even though they're right off the back of each other. So Q1 is usually fairly slow as that buying season momentum starts to take effect, and we're starting to see that right now. In my personal business, I have this online lead generator, and it was doing the exact same thing in Q4 of 2022 as it's doing right now, but the results are night and day. Just from a boots on the ground example, my company is seeing an influx in buyer interest. So that is, a very, very small indicator, but just knowing the fact that my internet lead generator that works nationwide is starting to scoop up a lot more people is a pretty good signal. So it's important to realize that there is a cyclical shift like clockwork every single year in buying and selling demand. Now let's talk about home prices. Home prices are not historically high as they are starting to cool off, but we never did see that crash that everybody on YouTube seemed to talk about. It simply doesn't make sense with supply and demand. However, due to the increase in rates, people can afford less home, which we will talk about here in a second. But the fact that home prices are high with rates just means, hey, This is really, really expensive, especially compared to a year ago. However, we are seeing a nationwide collective housing price drop because the interest rates are higher. So this is the first time since basically COVID and this crazy housing boom started that you could actually go out and buy a property for, hey, maybe less than asking. You can start requesting seller concessions to make closing costs less. You can start negotiating and asking for repairs, and it's a new world that buyers haven't seen in a couple years. Now let's move into interest rates and the single biggest factor in the housing market behavior right now. Interest rates are still high at about 6%, and a lot of the industry professionals are predicting that interest rates are going to stick to about 6.3% average for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. And it's important to realize how much an interest rate actually affects home buyers. Every 1% in interest rate increase from a 6% to a 7% leads to a 10% decrease in your buying power, which essentially means that you can afford 10% less of that same house on a 1% interest rate increase. So you can see how going from an average of 3% last year to 6% basically cuts in half what you could reasonably afford. And even if you can't afford it, why would you want to pay all that extra money just in interest? You can see how important interest rates are in the housing market. So if more people get priced out, plus the people who didn't get priced out don't think it's a smart time to buy because they don't want to be stuck with that interest rate, that leads to a lot of people not buying, which means home prices go down, but not crash because, well, it just doesn't make any sense. From the very beginning, we here on this channel been predicting like a 10% decline max, and I don't even think we're there yet. I'm not totally sure we're gonna get there. So if you're sitting around waiting for a fire sale of 30% off homes, that's, in my opinion and many other people's opinion, not going to happen. It just doesn't make sense. And if you'd like an in-depth explanation on that specific topic, then we could talk about that probably later this week. I predict that this is going to be the first year starting to return to normal. Home prices softening a little bit, interest rates hopefully going down to kind of match the market once everything is healed and inflation is curbed. I predict that this year will be the first time in a while to have a good opportunity to get a decent deal in some real estate. So I think that as we're speaking right now in February may not be the best time to buy for most folks. I think that 2023 is going to be, like I said, a year returning to normalcy, which is awesome for everybody. Well, maybe not the sellers, but the sellers are going to need to buy something somewhere anyway, so hey, it's good for them too. I'm just going to add this on here just because I'm a realtor, so I have a unique perspective. But if you hire a realtor that specializes in investments and dealing with investors, you can really make money in any market. So even though for most people looking for their dream house, it may not be the best time to buy. Like me, I deal with a lot of investors. So, you know, I don't have the best eye for the cutest kitchen, but if I see a property that fits your parameters, that's going to be a good deal with maybe even some day one built-in equity, then that's going to be the person you should go with if you're looking to buy a house in a kind of tricky market. And right now, still in Q1 of 2023, it is a tricky market. So make sure you're well equipped with the best realtor in your area. And if I'm outside of your area, keep in mind I can help you nationwide and I'll find you the best realtor in that category to help you get the best deal in this crazy market. So in conclusion, Q1 of 2023 isn't super pretty for the real estate market, but it's a sign of healing. And I think that throughout the rest of the year, Q2, Q3, and hopefully Q4, we're back to normalcy. We don't have sky-high home prices, and interest rates come back down to reality. That's just my opinion, though. Hold your end of the deal up. If you got any value or information out of today's video, hit that like and subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next Boss Properties Market Update.